Today is January 21st, Capricorn. Here is your reading. I'm seeing tension here, the kind that tightens your chest. 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords just showed up. This card is brutal to face, but honest. It's about endings. Not the gentle kind, but the kind that slam the door. You've hit rock bottom in some area. Maybe a relationship, a job, or a belief system you clung to. The 10 of Swords screams finality. The pain? It's sharp. Betrayal might be involved. Or maybe it's just the harsh truth you refuse to see. Either way, 10 of Swords demands closure. That moment when you realize the thing you held on to was dead. You kept picking up the pieces, pretending they'd fit again. Stop that. The 10 of Swords says, accept the end. Let yourself grieve. Cry if you have to. Don't shove it down. Emotions ignored don't disappear. They fester. You blocked them Tuesday. Didn't look back. But now, your soul's dragging you back to face the truth. Don't confuse surrender with weakness. It's letting go of what no longer serves you. When you cling to a dead relationship or ignore betrayal signs, you're digging your own grave. Literally. You can't heal while pretending the pain isn't there. I'm seeing someone resisting. Maybe that's you. You're afraid of starting over. Afraid the new chapter will be lonelier, harder. But here's the thing. Staying stuck in what's broken is far worse. Face the pain head on. Only then can you rebuild. Seek support if you have to. Talk to a friend, write it out, get physical. Punch a pillow, run, scream into the void. Don't isolate yourself. But you're not alone. You're not the first to survive this, and you won't be the last. Now, about that tension we started with, the pull between freedom and fear. You can't have one without the other. Freedom requires closure. Closure demands pain. It reflects what you've been avoiding. The cost of freedom is loss, but the cost of staying? A slow death. You can't keep holding on to what's gone. That's just emotional self-sabotage. I'm seeing a release coming, but only if you let go. Stop denying. You're not weak for breaking down. You're brave for facing the end. So what now? Start small. Accept what ended. Name the betrayal or the failure. Write a goodbye letter you don't have to send. Then, breathe. You're allowed to hurt. You're allowed to feel empty. That emptiness, it's the space where something new will grow. Remember, Capricorn, sometimes the darkest nights bring the brightest dawns. It's painful, yes, but it's also a promise. Closure leads to freedom. You wanted that fresh start. Now you have to pay the price. Don't run from it. Walk through it. And keep your eyes on the horizon. The Emperor, reversed. Right off the bat, this card flips the usual order. It's about losing control, not gaining it. The Emperor reversed shows you what happens when you cling too hard to power. You end up stuck in chaos instead of calm. You knew control was a puzzle. But here, you're not just holding the reins, you're micromanaging every detail. Maybe you scheduled Sunday down to the minute, or checked texts obsessively. This card calls that out. When you refuse to let go, you create a cage, not a kingdom. It's like you're trying to dominate the story, but actually, you're just locking yourself in a loop of stubbornness. Don't confuse control with strength. That's a trap. The Emperor reversed warns about that. Strength isn't about squeezing the life out of every situation. It's about knowing when to loosen your grip. You might be resisting change because it feels like losing power, but really, it's just the fear of vulnerability talking. I'm seeing rigidity hitting hard. You might be refusing to delegate or insisting on doing everything your way because it's safer. That's a recipe for burnout and resentment. Flexibility is your new power play. Think about authority figures or systems you've been questioning. This card asks, who's really in control? Is it you, or is it fear of chaos? Maybe you've been swallowing your doubts or hiding behind rules. It's time to challenge that. Question authority, especially your internal one, telling you to be unbreakable. Let yourself question the rules you've been forcing on yourself. You might feel like chaos is knocking you down, but sometimes chaos is exactly what you need. Your urge to dominate is backfiring, creating more confusion. Instead of holding tight, let things breathe. Step back, delegate, even if it scares you. Here's a behavioral pivot. Instead of micromanaging your environment or relationships, try stepping back. Delegate a small task. Say, I trust you. It's a start. Notice what happens when you loosen your grip. This card is all about testing that boundary. Don't cling to power just because you think it proves your worth. It's not weakness to admit you need help or to embrace change. In fact, that's real strength. You're not less if you drop the act of controlling everything. Earlier, you faced painful endings and grief. Now, this card nudges you to release control over the aftermath. You don't have to orchestrate every detail of healing. Sometimes healing is messy. Let yourself be okay with that. You might have tried to fight the chaos by doubling down on rules or routines. Actually, no. This card says to loosen those chains. Be stubborn about your values, sure, but be flexible about the how and when. It asks you to embrace vulnerability and trust. Not easy, I know. But it's necessary if you want a new chapter to unfold without self-imposed chains. Remember, strength isn't domination, it's adaptability. It's knowing when to step back, delegate, and question the authority you've installed inside your own head. So what's one small way you can relinquish control today? Maybe it's letting someone else lead the conversation, or pausing before you correct a plan. Start there. You're not giving up power, you're reclaiming your freedom. This card is a wake-up call. You don't have to be the rigid emperor of your world. You can be the one who knows when to hold on and when to let go. That's real mastery. Six of Cups, reversed. This card shows you stuck in the past, even though you know better. The Six of Cups reversed is loud about regret and clinging to memories that no longer help you. You're caught in that loop of nostalgia, like rewinding old tapes that only bring pain or resentment. I'm seeing you glance back, maybe at better times that never really were better. You're avoiding what's right in front of you. This is not about forgetting your history. It's about how you're replaying it like a broken record. Maybe old childhood wounds or past disappointments keep creeping in. You feel trapped by them, like your growth is paused because you're still trying to fix what can't be fixed. The Six of Cups, reversed, warns you, stop living in memories that weigh you down. Stop romanticizing what was. That won't make the present easier or the future clearer. When you dive into those good old days, what do you actually do? You avoid taking responsibility now. You dodge the hard conversations. You hold grudges that only chain you tighter. This card calls that out with no mercy. It's time to face reality head on. The past is a teacher, not a place to live. I'm seeing moments where you catch yourself reminiscing. Maybe it's a text you didn't send or a choice undone. Maybe it's a what if that keeps buzzing in your mind. Actually, no, you're not helpless. This card pushes you to shift focus. Start healing those old wounds instead of replaying the hurt. Make new memories, even small ones. That's how you reclaim your power. That's how you rewrite your story from this point forward. You can't change what happened, but you can change how you live today. I see you resisting this. It's easier to stay safe in the past where you know the rules. But safety is an illusion. Engage with the present. Face the challenges. Create new patterns. Remember that tension? The one between wanting freedom and fearing loss? This card shows you why old pain still has a hold. You're in the middle of breaking old cycles, but they fight back. It's frustrating. It's messy, but it's necessary. You're not failing. You're learning how to live beyond your past. So what's your move? Stop idealizing what was. Stop avoiding what is. Hold the discomfort of now. Lean into the hard work of healing. You're ready. You just have to step through. Two of Cups, reversed. I'm seeing a wall between you and someone close. This card screams disconnection, like you're on different channels, but neither is willing to switch. The Two of Cups reversed points to imbalance in how you give and receive. Maybe you're holding back words you want to say, or they are. It's the silent treatment, the cold distance that isn't about space, it's about shutting down. This isn't just about fights, it's about what you're not saying. Maybe you've been avoiding a hard conversation out of fear. This card calls for you to face what's been swept under the rug. It's not about blaming, it's about opening up, even when your throat tightens. I'm seeing one-sided efforts here. You might be the only one reaching out, or maybe it's the other way. That's the trap. The Two of Cups, reversed, warns against pretending the silence isn't eating away at your connection. If you keep ignoring emotional needs, you're just widening the gap. You can't fill that space with avoidance. Actually, no. It's not just about the other person. This card is also about you. Are you shutting down because you're scared of being hurt again? Are you giving less because you feel unseen? That's the imbalance. And it's toxic, even if it feels safer. This energy pushes you to speak your truth, not just for them, but for your own emotional health. Stop neglecting yourself. You might be tempted to dismiss your feelings or theirs to keep the peace. Don't. You have to communicate openly. Say what you need, even if it's messy. That's the breakthrough. The moment of clarity where you realize what has to be released. Maybe it's denial. Maybe it's the fantasy of a perfect harmony that never was. I'm seeing this as a turning point. You can't fix what you won't face. This card is asking you to break the silence, to stop the one-sided dance. It's scary, but necessary, because otherwise, you're stuck in an emotional limbo, neither in nor out, neither connected nor truly free. Don't fall into the pitfall of fear. Fear of confrontation is real, but what's worse, staying silent and letting the disconnection grow? This card warns. Unspoken words rot relationships from the inside. You've been carrying that weight long enough. So, what's next? Open the door. Maybe it's a text, a call, a sit, down. Don't wait for them to make the first move. You're not weak for wanting clarity. You're strong for demanding balance. If the other person can't meet you halfway, this card says it's okay to walk away. This moment is about releasing illusions. You don't have to carry the burden of unrequited love or emotional neglect. It's time to stop pretending everything's fine. It's time to talk, to listen, and to decide what truly serves your heart. Now it's time to act. Don't let silence become the story you tell yourself. Justice. This card is about fairness, truth, and accountability. I'm seeing a moment of clarity here. You've reached a turning point where you can't dodge what's real anymore. Justice demands you face facts head on. No more excuses, no more hiding behind what ifs. You need to own up to the role you played in whatever's unraveling. That means naming your mistakes, no sugarcoating. Deep down, you probably weren't ready to come to terms with this. Now, the scales tip. The balance insists on truth. It's not just about admitting fault, but acting with honesty moving forward. Consequences aren't punishments. They're natural outcomes. You plant a seed, you reap the harvest. It's cause and effect, plain and simple. I'm picking up a strong vibe that releasing whatever's been weighing on you requires this brutal honesty. You can't heal what you won't acknowledge. This is that moment where the fog lifts and you see clearly what needs to go. It could be a toxic habit, a damaging belief, or a relationship out of sync. Don't avoid responsibility here. That's the pitfall. Pretending nothing's your fault only drags you deeper into imbalance. You might feel the urge to ignore the ethical dilemmas or sweep uncomfortable truths under the rug. Resist that. This card warns against denial. The longer you run from accountability, the longer the cycle drags on. Instead, step up, speak your truth, even if it's hard. Set things right where you can. That could mean an honest conversation, an apology, or finally setting boundaries you've been avoiding. The key is to seek fair outcomes, not just for others, but to restore your own inner balance. Are you seeking fairness or just trying to win? True integrity means acting without hidden agendas. It's about being transparent and consistent. If you're honest with yourself, you'll see where you've been bending the truth or acting unfairly. That's where real growth begins. Remember, this moment is a release point. You're shedding illusions and taking responsibility for your story. That's where freedom starts, not in denial or blame. You're stepping into your power by facing what's real and doing what's right. So, what do you do next? Start with truth. Write it down if you have to. Say it out loud. Take ownership of your part. Then, act with integrity. Make decisions that honor fairness, even if it's uncomfortable. The payoff? You break cycles, restore balance, and clear the path for new beginnings. It's about clarity and fairness. When you accept that, you stop dragging old burdens. You close the door on what no longer serves you. The scales balance, the truth shines through, and you move forward with a clean slate. To that, this moment, right now, is your turning point. Face the truth, own it, act with integrity. That's how you release what's been holding you back and step into the freedom you've been seeking. All right, Capricorn, here we are, the final stretch. I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. This card screams endings, hard, unavoidable endings. You've hit rock bottom with something. Maybe betrayal, maybe just the pattern you spotted but didn't name earlier. The Ten of Swords demands you stop clinging. Stop pretending it's not over. You have to accept the finality here. Grieve it. Surrender. It's the only way forward. Now pair that with the Emperor reversed. This reversal is shouting loss of control. You've been trying to dominate, micromanage, bend reality to your will. It's chaos, Capricorn. You're probably holding on too tight, afraid to let go. But strength? True strength? It lies in loosening your grip. Stop confusing control with power. Question authority, even your own inner dictator. It's time to embrace vulnerability. Let the rigid walls crumble. I'm not done. The Six of Cups, reversed, is poking at the past. You're stuck there, aren't you? Clinging to nostalgia, maybe a childhood wound, or old memories that don't serve you. This card warns against romanticizing what was. It's a trap. You're avoiding present responsibilities by living in the past. You gotta heal those wounds and create new memories. Otherwise, you're trapped in resentment and regret. And look, Two of Cups reversed. This card is about disconnection in your relationships. Disharmony, miscommunication, emotional distance. Maybe you're dodging tough talks or giving the silent treatment. Or maybe you're stuck in one-sided love. The Two of Cups reverse says, speak up, seek balance. Don't ignore your needs or theirs. Stop fearing confrontation. It's killing your emotional health. This card demands you face your mistakes. Take accountability. Act with integrity. The universe is watching, Capricorn. Cause and effect? Real. Own your choices and accept consequences. This is how you restore balance. No shortcuts, no dodging responsibility. It's time to be honest, especially with yourself. Swift action, rapid change. Don't hesitate, don't delay. The opportunities are landing fast. Jump on them. Communicate clearly, move. But hold on, don't let speed make you miss details. Keep your eyes sharp. You're waking up, renewed interest in life. This is the chance to say yes to what you've been ignoring. Open up, engage, break out of that rut. Don't stay closed off or apathetic. This card is your invitation to embrace change, to leap into new possibilities. Putting it all together? The work you've been avoiding, the grief, the tough talks, the accountability, the letting go, that's your key to freedom. The Ten of Swords forced the ending. The Emperor reversed told you to loosen control. The Six of Cups reversed pushed you out of the past. The Two of Cups reversed demanded emotional honesty. That's your doorway to new life. You can't skip the shadow work. It's the core of your freedom. The pain, the responsibility, the vulnerability, it all leads to release. Capricorn, it's something you've been aware of, but now it's crystal clear. The work you've avoided is the work that sets you free. So don't wait. Don't resist. Step into that new chapter with your eyes wide open. You're ready. Just take the first step. Okay, that's all I've got for now. If this hit, you already know what to do. Please like, subscribe, tell your group chat. I'll see y'all soon.